Joining me now to discuss this is Pennsylvania Congresswoman Madeleine Dean. She is a Democrat on the very pertinent House Judiciary Committee. I wonder, Congresswoman, what you think of that. If the president, with some of the actions he's taken and the Justice Department clearly not being impartial here at the leadership, is something that kind of neuters Congress and its ability to do oversight when you look at how the administration has resisted any documents or witnesses or anything.
Well, the events of this week are an important reminder that the Department of Justice must be an independent department. Attorney General Barr is supposed to be the top law enforcement officer. He's not the personal attorney of the president. And the events of this week, with the president publicly proclaiming that he thought that the sentencing recommendation for Roger Stone was too great, and then within hours, Attorney General Barr and his department reduces the sentencing recommendation. The four heroes who stood up, think of it, career politicians who left their post in protest over this interference by the president. It couldn't be a more serious time. We need an independent judiciary. We need an independent Department of Justice to enforce the rule of law, and the president is attempting to corrupt all that.
We can hear over and over frustration from Democratic voters who don't understand why Congress isn't able to carry out oversight. So when you're looking especially at the impeachment inquiry and investigation as a model for how the Trump administration resists oversight, which is quite effectively, what can Congress really do?
Well, we did do something that was effective. This president stands forever impeached. He's one of only 3 presidents in our history. He is forever impeached for his abuse of power and his obstruction of Congress. It's utter corruption, and it is unconstitutional. So we in the House did our job, and he stands forever impeached. I was honored to be a part of that sober process. What I think the framers didn't anticipate, and what it was hard for us to watch, frankly, was a complicit Republican Senate. Imagine these grown senators gave up their own credibility in support of a corrupt president. Think of the silly words now when you think of Senator Susan Collins' words. Oh, well, the president's learned his lesson. What the president learned was he's not going to be held accountable by the Republican Party or by Republican senators sworn to do impartial justice. So we in the House, we're going to continue to do our role of oversight, and it's for the American people. If this president will never learn his lesson, the American people need to know what's at stake, our Constitution and the rule of law. And then they'll go to the polls in November and cast their vote for either decency or corruption. I have faith in the American people.
What do you say to some observers who say the impeachment process, look, we knew, right? We knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was clear that there was a very high likelihood that Republicans were not going to join with Democrats to impeach the president. It would be historically, it's never happened. So they say, well, you kind of knew how this was going to turn out. And even knowing that, post-impeachment, the president is so emboldened, they actually, some of them point a finger at Democrats and say, wow, you really got to show him that actually you can't do much to him other than put a scarlet letter on him. What do you say to that?
Well, we did. Forever he is impeached.
How does that stop him from what we've seen, witness retaliation this week and his Justice Department intervening in the Roger Stone sentencing?
Clearly, it doesn't stop him. As Maya Angelou said, when someone reveals himself, believe him the first time. And I would remind the Republican senators, believe this president. He is going to continue his corrupt behaviors, now much more emboldened by their complicity. But I say the American people want Congress still doing its work.
Is it doing its work?
We are doing our work. We're not only investigating, we are litigating, we're passing legislation. We hope to pass infrastructure. But let me go back to one thing. I did hold out hope that, A, we would actually have a trial. We never had a trial in the Senate, as you know. Mitch McConnell blocked all witnesses, all evidence. But what we did get was Mitt Romney. A Republican senator voted eloquently to convict the president on the first article of impeachment. I thought that was a very courageous moment. I thought it should have been matched by many, many other Republican senators. But there were people of goodwill, Democrats who voted to convict, and a Republican voted against this president, recognizing the grievous wrongs he did. American people need us to keep showing that.
Really quickly, knowing that it's a month off, but I want to ask you before I let you go, Bill Barr is going to appear before your committee.
Yes.
What do you want to ask him?
I'm pleased that he's coming forward. It's about time. We tried to have him in last year. He had agreed to come and then didn't come. And it is his responsibility, actually, to report to the Congress every year. We certainly want to ask about what appears to be a very lack of independence of the department that he is running. He has poured away his credibility. We saw it at the time of the Mueller report. Now we see it as a result of these convictions and personal favors for this president. So I want to know, why is it that he appears also to be on a domestic political errand for the president instead of being the top law enforcement officer?
Congresswoman Dean, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
Pleased to
coming
be
in
with you.
studio. We appreciate it.